of YouTube? I'm hoping that you're having a fantastic end to your weekend. Hoping that you got some time to yourself or with your family, with your friends. But it's time to get back in that grind set, baby. Back in that grind set and think about the 2024 NFL season. And we're going to start off today's stream with a little bit of Would You Rather. And we're going to talk about this from a 2024 single season perspective. Best ball, redraft, whatever you're playing. Okay, if you're playing best ball, redraft, whatever, just think 2024 season in general, every format, no dynasty, Amon-Ra or Justin Jefferson. This is a big one because a lot of people are going to have to make this decision early to mid part of their fantasy drafts this year. And I have had a very strong opinion all offseason on where I lie, but I know I'm not I know there are people who lie on the Justin Jefferson side, is what I'm trying to say. For me, it is Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know, last year just continues to build on this incredible career that he's had so far. Almost 21 points per game, 164 targets. You know, Justin Jefferson just does not have the consistency. He's not in an offense with a Jared Goff that we can rely on, who just got a long-term contract. He is with Sam Darnold. So even if you like Justin Jefferson, you have to recognize, all right, I'm going to have to bet on a guy who's never done it before for a fantasy receiver in Sam Darnold. So I wonder where you guys stand on this, but for me, it is Amon-Ra. I can see Yeet Man says Amon-Ra. He says, when I'm in this position, I take Gibbs or Bijan. Okay, interesting. I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I, again, am very curious to hear your thoughts. Let's get a couple more in here. Jamar Chase or Tyreek Hill? Damn, they're asking us the hard-hitting questions to start off today's stream. I want to hear from you guys on this one. I really think you can go either way. I don't think there is a wrong answer. To me, the wrong answer here is just assuming that it has to be one of these names, if I'm 100% honest with you guys. Tyreek Hill last year, you know, averaging 23.5 points per game. Probably finishes as the wide receiver one if he doesn't get injured. It would have been close between him and CeeDee Lamb. However, you are betting on guys who are at two different points in their career. They're both on very good offenses, right? They're both the clear number one on their offense. But Tyreek Hill is getting up there in age. There's no signs to suggest, and I'm not suggesting here, that Tyreek is going to take any step back. But if I'm in this position, I'm hoping I can just move one spot back and have someone make that decision for me. But Gator says Tyreek. Darth says Tyreek. Mason says Tyreek. We've got Sunraker who's saying Chase. At this very moment, I do lean Jamar Chase. Look, I think we forget we are 1 year removed from him averaging over 20 points per game. Last year, the injuries in Cincinnati were so unlucky. You just can't factor that into your decision-making process. But like I said, I don't think there is a wrong answer here. I actually do think Tyreek Hill is the safer play. But I do think Tyreek, if you're going to say, all right, who has a fall-off season? I don't think it's going to happen. Let me be very clear. But if you're going to ask me who has a better shot of not falling off, I think it's Jamar Chase, just simply because of the age and because he hasn't even reached his prime yet. But again, I don't think there's a wrong answer. All right, don't shoot the messenger. A lot of people saying Tyreek Hill, and I hear you. Original Eric saying Chase. So again, there's no wrong answer here. All right, let's just get that real clear. Dar says Burrow still needs to prove he can stay healthy. I hear you. I mean, to be fair, Joe Burrow. Let's not forget how good Joe Burrow was before last year. Yes, he dealt with an injury as a rookie. A lot of things just unfortunate, you know, things that could happen to any quarterback. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can find this stat that I was researching Joe Burrow around. Okay, Joe Burrow, before last year, he had two full healthy seasons in 2021 and 2022. And in those two seasons combined, Burrow's the only quarterback in both seasons over those 2 years, 22 and 23, to have over 5,000 passing yards in both seasons, at least 39 touchdowns, a PFF passing grade of over 90, and adjusted completion percentage over 77%. The only quarterback in the NFL. So, let's not to demote anyone because of injury, right? I mean, we know how physical this game is. It can happen to anybody, but I agree. He definitely needs to have a healthy season. I'm with you, Darth. Chase has never produced. What? Yeet, man. What are we talking about? Chase has never produced. Do not make me go into a rabbit hole proving you that Jamar Chase has produced in fantasy and in the NFL. I mean, all right, I'm not going to get into that rabbit hole, but I mean, come on, brother. What's up, Bobby D? Welcome in, welcome in. What's up, Scribbles? Welcome in, welcome in. Yes, we will not send the link. We will not send the link on this YouTube chat. The link will be sent in the Discord. And again, I'm not gonna I could argue about Jamar Chase and what was just said for maybe 10-15 minutes. I don't want to spend our time today that way. I'm gonna put the Discord link here. If you want to join today's mock draft, the first step is joining the Discord. It's in the description. It's also in the chat. And when you're in our Discord, you're gonna see a orange footballs and a tab that says Fantasyland. You can see that here. Right under the Fantasyland tab, you're gonna see announcements. And this is where I'm going to send the link. I just sent a message as well, so you'll know this is where it's going down. I mean, should we start sending it? Oh, no. The reason I don't send it in the mock drafts is because that's only for our community, for them to mock together. Okay, my bad. When I say our community, I mean people who support us on Flock Fantasy. All right. Cool. So everybody's on the same page. I'm going to go ahead and send this link out here in 3, 2, 1. Link has been sent out. I do have a strategy video coming out tomorrow. I am extremely excited about this strategy video that comes out tomorrow. I think sometimes we get a little too detailed on exactly what you're supposed to do in every round. I just think you need to not mess up round 1 and round 2. Honestly, round 1 and round 2, don't mess that up. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about strategy. We're going to talk about research from the last 5 years and as to why I feel that way. So again, be on the lookout for that video. I think I'm going to name it something like the #1 strategy in fantasy football this year or something. But I really want to hear your guys' feedback on that as well. So this is a 1 quarterback PPR tight end premium format. And let's go ahead and make sure the ADP is correct. It's not. All right. We've been in this position before, and we're not going to have a 3rd round reversal. And let's just get rid of that super flex as well, because this is 1 quarterback for today. But if we reach our like goal, which is 50, I'll do a super flex mock or whatever you guys want. If we get 50 likes, which is the goal, so hit the like button, then we'll get another mock and more people can join. But here we go in 3, 2, 1. Yes, Original Eric. We'll be doing a Dynasty Startup mock on the Dynasty channel tomorrow. So if you'd like to join me tomorrow, that's where that's happening. Let me see if I can grab our... Oh, here we are. Sorry. So yeah, right over here on the Dynasty Land channel tomorrow, we'll be live doing a Dynasty Startup mock draft. So feel free to join us if you like. We actually did one 2 days ago as well. Okay, so... Definitely not what we're used to seeing here, right? With Lamb, Chase, both going ahead of CMC. And of course, Tyreek Hill feels like he is pretty consistently the pick over Jamar Chase for most people. But I'm not going to not take Tyreek Hill here at the 104. I think that's an absolute blessing that I've been left with. So Tyreek Hill off the board at the 104. We feel great about that. And like I said, guys, I'm not betting on him to take a step back at all. All right. All I'm saying is if you have to bet between one of those names who might fall off, Tyreek is at the older part of his career. All right. So we see Bijan Robinson off the board at the 106. Then we see Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Breece Hall. Like I said, I don't want to get too far deep into the whole Chase thing because, I mean, I could go on for hours about how I disagree with that, but I don't want to get too far deep. Garrett Wilson off the board at 111. Now J-Mac is on the clock, and he's got a couple decisions to make here. So he gets Puka Nacua at the 112. Then Marvin Harrison, he starts double wide receiver there. Then we get JT off the board for Kid with Steez. My boy's got some Steez over there. Mexi Madden's going double RB to start his draft. So let's monitor that. Actually, we'll monitor both of these guys. If you want to start your draft this year, guys, with wide receivers or running backs in the first 2 rounds, then these are the 2 teams that you need to monitor in today's mock and see how they pull it off. Nico Collins at the 204. Have not seen him go that high before. I'm not going to say it's the wrong move. All I'm saying is I have not seen Nico Collins go that high in any mock draft I've been a part of yet. Is that an indication of ADP change? Is that an indication of how people actually value him? We'll have to wait and see. But Joel's a sharp kid. Well, not kid. I'm sure he might be just as old or older than me. I don't actually know how old all of you guys are. Sometimes you make yourself laugh. Am I right? So that's unfortunate. I really wanted Derrick Henry. I think you guys know how much I love Derrick Henry this year. In fact, I wanted Derrick Henry or Kyren Williams. But we're going to start with Travis Etienne. What is this 3 years in a row now? I've been Team Etienne and trying to make a case for Travis Etienne. I guess if I have to do it again, sure. Yeah, Tank Bigsby's going to get more involved, right? Right? Yeah. We want Tank Bigsby more involved. We want him involved in the air too. Go watch Tank Bigsby's targets last year. Let's see how well that worked out for Tank Bigsby. Okay. No, Tank Bigsby doesn't worry me. If they were serious about trying to take some workload away from Etienne, which I'm sure they were, I think they would have made a better attempt at bringing in someone to compete with Etienne. I think you'll see maybe a scaled back version of Etienne, but I think you could see a better offensive line, a better offense. Hopefully, the Jags offensive line was atrocious last year. Etienne was still able to finish as a top 3 running back in fantasy football. I think more importantly, he has a chance to get better. I'm not saying he will. The touchdowns might come back a little bit, but he has a chance to get better just if the offensive line improves. We saw in Etienne's first season healthy how efficient, how dynamic, how explosive he was. The offensive line took a step back. What if they, with the additions and the moves they made this offseason, what if the offensive line actually improves? What could Etienne's ceiling be if 16.6 points per game is what he was able to do behind a terrible offensive line? So, okay, 34? Yeah, so you are older than me. I don't know why I said you're a sharp kid. That just sounds disrespectful, doesn't it? Like, there's a couple things that I really dislike being called. And I guess, like, kid isn't, like, number one. But when someone calls you buddy, oh, my gosh. When someone hits you with the buddy, I'm not your buddy, pal. Like, that stuff irks me. Deebo Samuel comes off the board there. Dang, y'all put me in a difficult spot here. I mean, okay. All right, we're going to grab Brandon Ayuk as our wide receiver 2. I think the Niners receivers should go right beside each other. So that's what we're going to do. Tell me about it, sport. Okay, officially, buddy and sport got to be number one on, like, if you want to disrespect someone, you're pulling out the buddy or the sport. And look, as a former Apple employee, I employed those. Not sport. I didn't ever say sport. I mean, sport's just straight up disrespectful. But if someone came at me and they were really rude at Apple, there'd be a couple tactics. I mean, the first thing is I pretend I didn't hear them, right? I mean, I had a guy one time, I'm working at Apple. He comes in with a Microsoft tablet or an Android tablet or something, and he's with his 3 children, grown-ass man, and he comes in at Apple. And by the way, I'm not the person to help him anyway. I'm in a different department. But he comes up, he slams that tablet on the table right in front of me and says, "Teach my kid how to use this iPad." I'm like, "Oh, buddy, I'm going to have to teach you this isn't an iPad first." that's going to be an awkward conversation. So I thought, you know what a better way to disarm this angry man by making him more angry. So I said, sorry, what was that? As if I didn't hear him. That's my favorite tactic. Nobody likes to repeat themselves whatsoever. So if you're going to be disrespectful to me, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you. And I'll be just as petty. But anyway, that was an interesting conversation. I had to explain to a grown man that this is an Apple store. We don't sell these products. I don't know anything about this Android tablet you've brought me. And unfortunately, I can't help you or your child. And that was not exactly the most exciting conversation to be a part of. But it was a conversation that happened. And he started yelling at me. And we had to get management involved. But, I mean, I'll just say this. I'll stick up for anyone in retail, okay? Anyone in retail. There's not a worse job than retail. And I say that as someone who spent like 5, 6, 7 years in retail at Apple. If your store is constantly busy, retail sucks. It is so life sucking. I mean, every time you finish your job, you don't want to talk to anyone. I mean, I remember people would want to hang out, and I just finished, you know, my shift. I don't actually want to talk, okay? But yeah, I'm not your brother, bro. Sam Green, big boy Bok Choy. What's up, brother? Welcome in. Welcome in. I missed the Dynasty League. Darius Geis, comeback season. Yes, yes. I'm about to mock circles around you, buddy. What's up, Clarence? Clarence says the Texans wide receiver group reminds me of the Bucks wide receiver group a few years ago with Brady, Godwin, Evans, and AB. Hey, I don't hate that comparison, actually. Now, of course, let's clarify, though. You're not saying that CJ Stroud's as good as Tom Brady. I'm sure you're not saying that. But, yeah, that's interesting. That's a little scary, because if I remember correctly, there were some weeks where you didn't want to start some of those names. But I don't mind that comparison whatsoever. Bobby D says Etienne or Henry. For me, I'll take either of them. They're in the same tier for me. Whoever's left on the board, I think these are both guys who are going to get a workhorse, you know, type of usage. And if their offense is good enough, they have RB1 upside, as in the RB1 upside. I respectfully believe that with the amount of work that they're going to see. Gator says Achane, Pacheco, or Jacobs. Yeah, for me, I'm pretty confident I have Pacheco as the number one of those names. Yeah, it's Pacheco, Achane, Jacobs in that order for me. But you guys know I am a pretty big Raheem Mostert guy. All right, I was about to say, am I going to get Malik Neighbors all the way at the 409? That's the furthest I've seen him fall, and he has been rising drastically in rankings so far. So that's a little surprising to see, not gonna lie. Okay, perfect. I get my guy George Pickens here as my wide receiver 3 at the 409. That's exactly what we were hoping was going to happen. And James Cook off the board at the 410. Oddly enough, I am actively doing the strategy that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So if you want to dissect it, you can. But tomorrow's video, I haven't put more effort into a redraft video than this one, and I'm hoping it does well tomorrow. I'm hoping you guys like it. Again, do me a favor, hit that like button if you want to see a second mock draft on today's stream. We're almost halfway there to our goal, which is 50. So hit that like button if you want to see another mock. What is Sam Green up to today? That's what I want to know. I want to know what Sammy G is up to. Sunwrecker says, are you dropping rankings on the Flock site? Our rankings are already up, guys. I've been talking to our dev team about this, but I don't really focus on best ball rankings in particular. My best ball rankings are actually where my redraft rankings are right now. So if you go onto the website and you remember where you click best ball, we're going to change the name to 2024 rankings so it's easier for everyone. But just click on filter, add me as an expert if you want to see my rankings, and that's where you'll be able to do that. Let me know if you guys have any questions, though. All right, so Cook, Mixon, Kincaid, Walker, and McBride off the board. I definitely was looking at McBride. I was looking at any of those guys that just went off the board. I just got sniped back to back to back to back. Sheesh. Y'all just sniped the shiz out of me. Okay. Okay. We might go Amari here. I feel like Amari's the last of a tier for me. All right, we're going to grab Amari here as our 4th receiver. I feel good about the team we're building now at the moment. What's up, 369? He says, I missed my notification. That's okay. Hopefully, if we reach that like goal, you'll get another chance here. Joel says, got to resist the temptation to take the sexy rook and neighbors over boring and more productive players. Yeah, I hear you. Sunraker says, so is it safe to say best ball is the same as redraft rankings for all of you guys? Yeah, I would say. I'd say Mason's might be more best ball focused. I'd actually like to have a set of both. Buddy is tilting. Oh my god. All right, so a strong run of quarterbacks and tight ends go off the board. Rashee Rice, I really wish I knew what his suspension status was. Hey, let me ask the chat now. Okay? If Rashee Rice does not get suspended at all, let's say they push the suspension like Alvin Kamara to the next year, where does he start going in drafts? Because to me, I feel like it's probably early 4th, around Devonta Smith range. I think you start asking yourself Rashee Rice or Devonta Smith. Is that crazy to say? Maybe Rashee Rice or Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice or Michael Pittman, DJ Moore. I don't know. I feel like that's where I would start to ask the question, but I could be wrong. Mason says Keon Coleman is going to be the wide receiver 1 to 2 for the Bills. What do you think? Yeah, Mason, if you've been on our Dynasty channel this offseason, if you've been on this channel, this redraft channel this offseason, we have pretty consistently had the same tune on Keon Coleman. And it's not that we dislike the prospects. It's just we are not as high on Keon Coleman as a lot of other people in the industry are, as we don't think he should have gone as high as he did in the NFL draft. Now, clearly, I'm not going to say that we're better at scouting than the Buffalo Bills. That would be silly. But overall, I just think he has a lot of growth he needs to do as a route runner. I would say anyone who went in the top 50 as a receiver, outside of maybe Leggett, I think Keon has the most growth as a route runner. And if they're going to play him outside as an X, I think, there's just a lot of things he needs to learn. There's a lot of steps for him to take. And ultimately, I just think Curtis Samuel is the number 1 there. And I think the real number 1, actually, I think is Dalton Kincaid. But if you're going to ask me who's the number 1 receiver, I would probably put my money on Curtis Samuel. That's how we have felt here on this channel for quite some time. And we could be wrong, but that is where my opinion lies at this very present moment. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, I don't want to come off as anti-Keon, but it's probably how it's felt all offseason for people who have listened to our channel. All right, what is Tebow going to do here? Damn, I hate that Raheem Mostert's going that high now. I'm not saying that's a bad pick. That's just a guy that I was getting 7th, 8th round, 9th round sometimes. And if that's going to be his ADP now, that's going to be tough to swallow. That's what she said. All right, we'll grab a little upside at the wide receiver position then with Ladd McConkey. If Ladd is the number 1 with the Chargers, then we just got to steal. What's up, Styles? Welcome in, my man. Joel says no suspension. He thinks Rashee Rice goes in the late third. What's up, Yick? Yick says, if I took Hall Bijan in the first, should I go wide receiver? Yick, I got a video coming out tomorrow. It's called the #1 strategy in fantasy. It'll be something like that is what it will be called. And I have dived into the last 5 years. And all I think you guys need to focus on is, instead of like perfecting the right strat, don't mess up round 1. And that's what we're going to talk about in the video tomorrow. Don't mess up round 1. More than anything, that's what you need to focus on. And more people mess up round 1 than they think. So that video is coming out tomorrow. I'm excited for you guys to see it. And I won't say any more. Dang, I mean, look, I'm low on Keenan Allen, but y'all are making me question everything here. Oh, y'all are making me question everything. All right, we'll grab Zamir here. We'll grab Zamir. This sticks in line with my strategy that I'm going to talk to you guys about tomorrow. Sunraker says, I think Brown and Worthy take receptions away from Rice. I hear ya. Gator says he was a little down the board, but I like him better than Stevenson. Okay, no, I can respect that. No worries, Mason. I got you. Joel says Ladd just has to beat out Shark. Palmer ain't that dude. Yeah. Scribble says training camp clips this week are about to nuke this app. Oh my gosh. What's up, Justin? It's been a minute. He says, so who have messed up round 1? You're asking me who's messed up round 1? I don't want to get too far into the strategy. Here's what we'll do. The video will drop tomorrow, and the next day after that, we'll do another mock draft, and we'll all talk about it freely. And I want to hear your thoughts, because I'm 100% certain that there will be people who are like, well, this position now is not going, you know, you can get elite guys because they're not being piled up in round 1 or this or that. So I'm sure there will be a lot of conversations on the stream here coming up very soon. So that video drops tomorrow, and then we can freely talk about it. And by the way, I'm going to drop a article as well on the Flock Fantasy website attached to it. You're going to have that research in your hands. So when that video drops, if you're a member with us, you can have the research in your hands and watch the video at the same time. And you can literally see my math and my research as well in that data. I'm excited to bring that to you guys. But in case there is anyone out there who isn't a member with us, maybe you want our rankings this offseason. Maybe you want help, you know, through the fantasy hotline. If that's you, then I'll put a link here in the chat. All you got to do is become a Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND, yearly or monthly, and you'll have access to that database that drops tomorrow. And of course, all the other articles on the site, databases on the site, our rankings, the trade calculator for redraft and dynasty, the trade finder, the My Teams feature. I mean, shoot, if you sign up for a yearly membership, you'll get a free team review. If you've already drafted, let's say, a best ball league or redraft or whatever, I've got you. Okay. Keenan at the 7-6. If that is an indication of his ADP, I might start to be more in on Keenan Allen. Earlier in the offseason, he was like a 5th, 4th round pick. But the 706, the 706 is nice. I don't know. Y'all gonna make me act a fool. Up in here. Up in here. Oh, gosh. I just want my kids to be proud of me if I have kids one day, you know? Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? To have your hypothetical kids be proud of you? All right, so Zach Moss at the 801. I love me some Zach Moss. DeAndre Hopkins at the 804. I like that pick a lot. Where did Calvin Ridley go? It's always, when you take DeAndre Hopkins second, it's always fun to look at where Calvin Ridley went off the board. That's always fun to do. CB says, would you rather have Christian Kirk or Diggs this year? It's definitely Diggs for me. But I can recognize that Kirk's a value. Damn. Jonathan Brooks is who we were targeting there big time. Sheesh, son. You done got in my head, brother. Tony Pollard off the board. I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. We were about to make Jonathan Brooks a member of the squad. So now we have to reassess here. And there's not a single running back I think is worth drafting at this point. And Bobby D doesn't have his quarterback yet, but there's so many quarterbacks I still love there. Oh my gosh, are we going to draft Trey Benson this high? I think we are. Wow, this is that. I don't think there's been a single time this offseason I've been in a position where I've had less certainty on a pick. Wow, that was strange. I've never felt less confident in a pick. Okay, let's run the board. Mason says, have you ever done any strategic videos on IDP? No. IDP isn't a main focus of ours, just being 100% honest. I know there are people who do make it a main focus for them, and they're fantastic at what they do, but that's just not us. Remember, like goal is 50, guys. We are currently 19 likes away from pulling off another mock draft for you. So if you have yet to hit that like button, be a friend, help the channel grow, hit that like button. And again, if we reach 50 likes, we will pop off mock draft number 2. We'll get a whole new group of people in here. What's up, Styles? He says, Zach, got to address the elephant in the room. Why we cut off the "it's so easy, even your grandmother can do it" line at the end of the video? That's hilarious that you noticed that, because honestly, there wasn't. That's so funny. There honestly wasn't any particular rhyme or reason why I did that. That's hilarious, actually. We're gonna grab Jake Ferguson here. I feel like he's part of a tier that I don't want to miss out on. That's hilarious. So the reason we took that out is it's actually not that exciting. Basically, I have all of our content on this huge drive. It's like an 8 to 12 terabyte drive, and we should be backing it up and stuff. But what happened was I was editing one day and everything got disconnected. As in, like, if you know editing, I was in the program, all the files. So think about all the overlays we use, graphics, sound effects, music, endings, graphics, like the end screen there. Everything got disconnected from where it was linked from the hard drive. And typically, once you link one thing, Adobe will link the rest. But this time around, it didn't link everything else. So for whatever reason, that particular part of the video is not linked. So I just cut it out. But maybe I should add it in. It's funny because sometimes we ask ourselves, do people even watch to the end of our videos? But one time, I can't remember who it was, but we released a rankings video and someone commented first. They said, hell yeah, I need some rankings, which is what Badaki says in the end screen. And it got so many likes. And I was like, that's hilarious. So, yeah. Joel, I love it. Mason says, who's us? You and Mason, brand new to all these fantasy YouTubers. What do you mean? Remind me what I said, Mason. I can't remember. See the update on Javonte? Yeah. Javante's been someone I've been avoiding. In fact, we made a video called Time to Panic. And Javonte was a name that I talked about specifically. Where was that? Oh, yeah. It was the first take in this video. And at that time, you could get an early second for him. That was June 14th. What was his... I wonder what his dynasty value was on Keep Trade Cut when we told you to sell him. He was the RB30 on Keep Trade Cut. And a lot of people were like, you're selling low, mid-second, this and that. I wonder where he is now. And by the way, we could still... it's too early to say. RB33? That even feels too high. Like, there's a scenario where he gets cut and, like, the Cowboys pick him up and he just drastically improves his value. So I'll recognize that range of outcome. Style says like it up. He's trying to get a mock draft in. Where are we at right now with the like goal? Right now we're at 36, so less than 50. We're only 14 likes away from hitting that like goal, which is awesome. Does that mean Estime's a buy? It means anybody could be the guy in Denver. It means Estime could be the dude. It means Javonte could still be the guy. It means maybe Leo McLaughlin gets more involved. They really like Blake Watson. Could Blake Watson get involved? It means take a shot as late as possible. That's what it means to me, right? Like, to me, it means, okay, who can I get last in a draft? Is Estime my last pick? McLaughlin my last pick? Can I pick Blake Watson up off the waiver wire? That's what it means to me, because I cannot give you any real analysis on making the right decision in that moment, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Is that a bad answer? I don't know. Maybe it's a bad answer. Okay, Romeo Dobbs comes off the board. And we are going to have to make a decision here. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, I'm about to bust. I got a pick I really like. Do not take this player from me, Tebow. Don't you do it. Okay. We love us some Brandon Cooks over here. We love us some Brandon Cooks over here. Fantastic. I'll take you as my wide receiver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Mason says you keep referring to yourself as a group. Oh, sorry, Mason. My bad. Funnily enough, actually, Mason, the guy from Flock Fantasy, his name is actually Mason. Maybe you do or do not know that. But yeah, we all collaborate on this website together. It's drastically better than what it was when we first started. And I'll just let you guys know there's another rehaul coming. It's going to look incredibly good, even better than it currently looks. But I'll get in depth here in a second on that. I just want to make my next pick. Oh, I know who I'm targeting too. That's fun. That's fun. As long as he's available, that's fun. All right, we're targeting Chuba Hubbard. I do think he's going to be the starter for our first couple weeks, and in a build like mine, I think he's absolutely perfect. So yes, this is the Flock Fantasy website, and I respectfully think we have the best group of creators on any website anywhere. I think we have the best people, the most consistent people in the industry, people who work the hardest and put out the best content. Mason, obviously from Flock Fantasy. The domain guys are incredible. I absolutely love these guys. Obviously, there's us and the guys from Fantasy Stock Exchange, Corey and Danny. You know, they go real hard into databases as well. But when you support one of us, you get all of our articles, you get all of our databases on the website. We come together, we collaborate. So, for example, you would have gotten our draft guide. Let me see if I can just search my name, for example. You would have gotten our draft guide for the rookie season. We had 4 versions. This was our version 4.0. We would have, told you how to dominate your rookie drafts. I would have given you an early insight on 25 rookies, told you what running backs to invest in this offseason. That was back in February in Dynasty. Mistakes to avoid this year. Can you trust a rookie quarterback? Looked at the last 20 years for you guys, and I said, okay, can you trust a rookie quarterback to support your fantasy receiver, right? Can we trust DJ Moore this year with Caleb Williams? Can we trust Terry McLaurin with Jaden Daniels? So you get all of our databases, all of our articles on the site from every creator. You also get all of our rankings. So let's say you do care about like dynasty leagues. Maybe this is your thing, maybe it's not. But let's say you're a dynasty guy. Well, the great thing about our rankings is you can look at the community rankings right here. You can sort by every expert's average. You can just add my rankings if you want to look at my rankings. You can filter out if you only want to build a young team, only players under the age or 25 or under. Cornerstone guys, if you will. You've got the trade calculator, which actually accounts for your league, which is so important. What is your league? Is it premium? Is it super flex? Is it half PPR, no PPR, full PPR? How many teams are in your league? What's your roster? That will determine how we view a trade. You got the trade finder as well. Let's say you have Patrick Mahomes and you want to tear down to Jaden Daniels. Well, why don't we look at real trades that have happened across sleeper databases live? All these trades have happened today involving these two names. So you can go see what's been realistic in the last couple days or weeks or however long back you want to go. You can also get your team reviewed by us on the website through the My Teams feature. Now, again, if you're going to become a member, use the promo code LAND, become a yearly member. You'll get a free review from us. You can also, if you signed up with a different promo code, you can still go to the a la carte store and get a review from us. And by the way, we're getting into redraft season. We will review a redraft team if you want us to, right? If that's what floats your boat. You know, if you're like, actually, I'm good on Dynasty, but I just drafted a best ball league. I want to get your thoughts on this. Should I make any moves? But when you sign up, you've got Zach and Badaki here, the land guys. Just make sure that's who you're getting your review from. But a lot just happened off the board, and this is why I cannot draft a quarterback early. This is why I just cannot do it, because I'm going to get Dak Prescott here at the 1209, and we're going to get the natural stack of Jake Ferguson, of Brandon Cooks, if you will. And, you know, Dak Prescott just last year on a points per game basis was a quarterback 4, averaging almost 21 points per game. So, man, Jordan Love in the 12th, Dak Prescott in the 12th, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow in the 11th. Guys, Joe Burrow has top 5 upside. I know he was injured, and I know we have, you know, we're very quick to forget it's a what have you done for me recently, you know, type of vibe here. But we're just 1 year removed from him being the quarterback 4 on a points per game basis, averaging almost 22 points per game. So we know he has that, you know, range of outcome. But anyway, that is a little breakdown of the site. You know, we don't want to talk about it too often because we don't want people to feel like we're selling it to them, but that's what we do over there, and I really, really am glad to be a part of it. And at this point of the draft, I mean, yeah, this is a little rough around the edges. In fact, why don't we go ahead and draft Audric Estime here in the 13th round? Why not? Why not us? Am I right? Update on our like goal, by the way. Our like goal was 50 likes. We're only 3 likes away. We are 3 likes away from popping off a second mock draft with you guys. Style says, welcome to the community, Mason, Zach, and Badaki, and the other flock creators are awesome. But yeah, if you want to sign up to support us, I'll put a link here in the chat. And I would suggest you become a yearly member, because you'll get you will get a free team review if you are. Joel, I know your strategy. You're not in my head, okay? I'm in your head. The real answer is to the starting Broncos running back is still not on the team. Oh my gosh, imagine. Hey, Sunraker, we used to do this, man, but just want to be 100% honest and transparent with you. It took so long, man. It was so draining going through everyone's team and telling them exactly what we would or wouldn't have done. It took 30 to 40 minutes to everyone now is watching, wants to ask questions about what we say. It just takes too much time at this moment. But, you know, there are people that we mock with, and they'll say, hey, I was just in the mock draft with you. They're members using the code LAND on the site. And they'll DM us later and say, what do you think about this mock? What do you think about my team? And we're always happy to just give a little feedback, of course. Dak value is great. I agree. Dak's a great value. I'll just assume you thought I was an A. Exactly. Everyone did great. No. Hopefully, I mean, look, that might be a bad answer, but it's an honest answer. Like, we did do it a long time ago, and then it just became like a thing people wanted us to do every time, understandably so. But it just, It got really draining, to be honest. And again, that's probably not a great answer, but Style says, I'm sure you guys have a lot of content planned, but you and Badaki doing another Dynasty Trade Show episode soon? Yes. Yes. In fact, I think I'm going to make that a Flock Fantasy site exclusive. I think I'm going to make that a Flock Fantasy site exclusive. So, if you're a member with us, we review your Dynasty trades pretty much monthly. We've been caught up recently trying to make sure we hire the right editor, which you guys have helped us do. Literally, guys, the only reason we've been able to hire an editor for this season is because of your support. Every time you become a member on the Flock Fantasy site, yearly, monthly, if you buy a team review, it's the only reason we're able to even consider it. So we've just been focused on getting that right, but I definitely will look at that. How would you feel about that, Styles, if we made it a Flock Fantasy exclusive video? That's what I'm thinking the direction we'll go with it, but I want to hear you guys as well. Make it a little more personal to the community. I'm sure you guys aren't loving hearing my snotty nose. I'm trying to get over a little cold. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Exclusive anything always spices things up. Yeah. Maybe that's what we'll do. Okay. Did we reach the like goal? I think we did. Okay, we did reach our like goal. So I will pop off a second mock draft for y'all. By the way, did anyone get a chance to watch the video we released about the best fantasy team names? That was pretty fun. Best fantasy team names. There's a lot of research that I did an unnecessary amount of research in this video, and I brought you guys over 100 fantasy football team names this year. And even the comment section is full of like some really good ideas as well. Give her flowers and Phoenix. I wanted this video just to be a resource for anyone to go to and find a team name. And there's so many good ideas here as well. Lamar in order RPO. I like that. Charlie dropped all of these ideas that he's come up with, which is awesome. And the Chain Asylum, I thought that was sick. Hawk Tua, yeah, we said Hawk Tua is not funny. Some people didn't like that we said that, but if your fantasy team name right now is my Balzac Ertz or Hawk Tua, watch the video. It's time to move on to bigger and better, my friend. It's time to move on to bigger and better. Okay? We're going to go super flex for this one. And obviously we'll add a super flex here. Yeetman says, can you do 3 wide receivers, 2 flex? You know, we only do the flex because in our leagues we just like to let people make that decision. You know, it's a democracy. Hopefully that's okay. All right, so here comes another link. All right, here we go. First come, first serve. Thank you guys for helping us reach the like goal. Where do I want to draft? I guess I'll draft in the middle. We appreciate y'all for helping us reach our like goal. Actually, I'm going to try the 12 spot. And because you helped us get there, we'll do another mock draft with you right now. But keep in mind, this is super flex. PPR, Titan Premium. Yeah. 369 says, I used to edit videos. If I still did, I would have loved to team up with y'all. I actually did not peep. I'm about to watch. Okay, right. Love it. Style says, we in there like swimwear, my guy. We in there like swimwear. Let's tag everyone. Let them know. Joel said, Zach, what are your thoughts on Cam Akers to the Texans? The same thing I've thought about Cam Akers for the last 3 years. I don't care. Respectfully, I don't care. I have been avoiding Cam Akers since the Achilles, no matter the ADP. And it's worked out well. So, even now, I think that's going to be the strategy, is just to avoid the guy. Ultimately, just not someone I really want to draft. I mean, I know you're probably joking, obviously, but I guess the question is, do we think it impacts Joe Mixon? Does it impact Dameon Pierce? That might be the better question to ask. I don't know. Probably not. All right. Superflex, PPR, Titan Premium. Remember, Superflex. Oh, my goodness. We had someone leave. Why join, guys? Why join if you're going to leave? Would anyone be upset if we I just want to get real people in. You know what I mean? I really wish Sleeper would let you do that. I want to get real people in here so it's actually helpful. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to create another link. Anyone who's in here right now, I'll send the link just in the Sleeper chat for you to join. It's never fun when the ADP, it's just not realistic. Do you know what I mean? Let's do snake, 2 quarterback. Okay. Don't worry. If you were in there, I'm going to make sure you're still in there. Okay. So we're going to copy this link. We'll put it in the same draft that we were just in. Go to this link. Yeet Man wants the 101. So let's let Yeet Man have the 101 there. Everyone take the spots they had if that's okay. All right. Yeet Man says he's kicked out. What? Why is it not working? Is it not working for anyone? Well, we've got some people joining. I'm confused. We're going to get this sorted. Some people are saying it's not working. Okay. Shout out to Sleeper, am I right? All right. Let's try and put it back in the Discord, okay? I'm going to give you guys a second to get there. Okay, 369 got in. So maybe I will wait a second and let you guys figure this out. All right, let's wait a second. Let's let them figure it out. In the meantime, I'll answer some questions if you guys have any. Let me know if you got any cues as we wait for people to kind of figure this out. Styles got in. Gator says I click on the link and it doesn't work. I think, how are people getting in then? Styles, how did you get in? He says he just refreshed the app. Okay, that's what you guys got to do. So refresh the app. All right. I clicked it. Click on the link. It doesn't work. Refresh the app, guys. Refresh the app. Adam says I clicked the link right away. I got in. Okay, good. Takes a couple refreshes, but it worked on my phone. Okay, good to know. Tebow says he just kept refreshing. Maybe I should have just let it rock. I hate an empty team. It's not realistic, you know. All right, we're wasting a lot of time now. Sorry, guys, my bad. I didn't know it would be that complicated. But you know, we have to give Quitter. I was trying to say Sleeper, and then my mind went to Twitter. We got to give Sleeper some credit. They have been listening to their audience pretty well. You know, they've added some cool features recently. What was the thing they recently added? I'm trying to remember what they added recently. They added some feature which was cool. Chat and react to recent news on player cards. Yeah, I'm honestly curious who asked for this. I think that, like, I'm glad the app's improving, but that would probably be like the lowest thing on my priority list. I do not care. New feature: modified expired rejected trade. Okay, this is a fantastic new feature in Dynasty Leagues. Modify expired or rejected trade offers without having to start from scratch. That's huge. That is so helpful. Like, you can hit modify and just try from there. All right, Yeet says he can't get in. If you guys didn't get into the mock, don't go to the Discord. But what I'm going to do, Yeet man, is put this in the Discord, okay? All right, so go to the announcements tab on the Discord. I'm gonna put the link in there, and hopefully you're able to get in. Oh, I haven't even gotten in on this mock. Yeah, I'm supposed to be at the 12 spot. There we go. Thanks for saying something, Joel. Thank you. But Yeet man, again, I'm gonna put this in the Discord now. Okay, let me know if you're ready, and I'll pop it in there. Style says someone suggested it on Twitter, but it would be cool if Sleeper let you edit what time an offer expires. Yes, exactly. So the worst thing that happens if you're in a lot of leagues, if you send some offers and then an offer is sitting there for a player that got injured and someone just hits accept, that's the worst. Gator says, I know this may have been there for a while, but like where you click on a player and it shows if they're available in all your different leagues. Yes, that's a good feature for sure. All right, link is going in the announcements tab in 3, 2, 1. Hopefully we can get Yeet man in here and let him do his thing at the 101. I know he's trying something. Okay, so Yeet man's in. And who was that? We had no one at team 6. We had Steel Mob. Okay, Steel Mob is in. I think we're good. Okay, we successfully transferred over. Everyone give themselves a nice little pat on the back for that. And I'm sorry for the chaos. Okay, so nobody leave, please. All right, here we go. Super Flex, PPR, Titan Premium. And we are starting this draft in 3, 2, 1. And I guess Yeetman has a specific strategy he's trying. This is Super Flex. But, all right. All right, people switching it up here. Y'all switching it up a little. Okay, awesome. It's good to get you in there, Sunraker. Welcome in, brother. Some mockers just want to see the world burn. I put myself at the 12 spot. You know, I hate drafting on the edges in general, but I thought, why don't I draft as far back on the edge as possible, make it even worse? Well, I appreciate all the likes and the support today, guys. Very, very kind of all of you. Scribble says, I think they thought it was 1 QB. Maybe. Ev says, sorry, got to go. We see Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, Jackson, Stroud, Kyler Murray all off the board here. And am I going to have to play chicken with my draft picks? We'll have to wait and see. Joel's up on the clock here. He goes, Joey 369 in the building. And I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve. Scribble says, haven't seen Kyler that high. I actually think I drafted Kyler that high in our SFLX Mock last week. I might be wrong, but I don't personally dislike it. What's J-Mac thinking? I want to get inside the mind of J-Mac. Style says, by the way, is that Flock League with the creators going to be Dynasty or Redraft? It'll be Redraft. And, yeah, that's all very exciting. And honestly, kind of crazy that it's all happening. Okay. I feel as if I go to quarterback, it will probably, and it maybe should or should, I don't know. It will trigger people to take quarterbacks. I think at minimum we will grab Dak here. I just have to figure out the next pick. We're going to grab Dak, and we're going to grab Tyreek here. We're going to grab Dak and Tyreek. Just the positional players, non-quarterbacks, are just too spicy to pass up there. But yes, the Flock League is going to be Redraft. Why is this video playing of me? And let me try and show it to you guys. If you haven't subscribed over there yet, definitely go do so. This YouTube page is going to be dedicated to showing you a league where all of us creators are in on the Flock Fantasy website. And we will live stream a real draft. I'm pretty sure it's going to be at a like special event that you guys will be able to see. I think we might be able to let people come with us. As well, we're going to make content on the week of August 19th around this as well, talk trash to each other, and then draft against each other all together in one spot over in Austin, Texas. It's going to be a really fun time, so make sure you go sub to that channel as well. Austin, Texas. All right, so we see Jamar Chase, Jared Goff. 369 goes the Detroit stack to start. We see Justin Jefferson at the 204, Jordan Love, Puka Nacua, and now Austin, who started with Lamar Jackson, is up. And he goes A.J. Brown. So A.J. Brown off the board, then Bijan Robinson. Little Jalen Hurts Bijan start. I like that from Styles. That's nice. Okay. I'm in a dream state. Brock Purdy and Pat Mahomes. And we see Evie go with Breece Hall at the 210. All right, so we see Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Marvin Harrison. So we got Yeet Man, who is definitely not doing the traditional route here, if you will. Going no quarterback with his first three picks. He says he wanted Devontae Adams, but I guess the clock might have gone in time. Okay, that's incredible. I love the Allen Daniels start. I really, really like that start a lot. Sheesh. Sheesh. JT comes off the board. A little Jonathan Taylor. Twenty vision. Styles is up here. He started with Jalen Hurts and Bijan Robinson. Every time we make love. He goes Drake London. Double Falcons. That's a lot of belief in Atlanta. He goes a double Falcon start. I'm not saying it's the wrong move. I'm just saying that's a lot of belief in Atlanta. I want to know if you guys are in Superflex leagues, by the way. We across, for us at least, it's pretty much split across the board. Caleb Williams goes off the board at the 307. Then Chris Olave at the 308. Devontae Adams falls all the way to the 309. A lot of people fading Adams this year with the addition of Bowers. Is that going to be the right or wrong move? We'll have to wait and find out. Lots of great options, I feel, about to come up. Let's see what 369 does. So he goes Trevor Lawrence. J-Mac has Anthony Richardson, Jamar Chase. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. I mean, Saquon Barkley available at the 312. Have I lost my marbles? Is that like the best pick in this draft so far? That just seems far too good to be true. I mean, we'll take him for sure. We'll let it go by itself. And I feel like if I drafted a quarterback here, I would just be forcing it. So we're not gonna force the pick. And to be honest, the value feels like it's at running back here. ADP is always so interesting in Superflex. So I think we're going to grab Derrick Henry here at the 401. If you would have asked me what I thought my starting first four picks would look like, it would certainly not have been Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry. That's certainly not what I thought it would have looked like, but here we are. Yeetman says, I don't know how to say this, but why are we taking Caleb over Adams or Barkley? Give me many Netflix receivers as I can get. Scribble says Saquon is crazy value. 369 agrees. Style says, did you see Team USA almost drop that game versus South Sudan? Yes. I mean, they're a mess right now. Oh, J-Mac had a chance to get the Waddle to a stack and he passed on it. I mean, look, Nico's there. I get it. Sheesh. That would have been nice. Not to say that Nico's not the right pick, by the way. Let's see. What was I? Yeah, Team USA. Yeah. Team USA basketball. What's the update with them? So, have the Olympics actually started? Or When did they start? July 29th? Was that like a friendly or something? Did they just play a friendly? Oh, so they've been beating people, though. Oh, so that was... Yeah, what are all these games about? Okay, yeah. USA Basketball Showcase. So it looks like they're just having friendly games. They've all been pretty close. South Sudan, that's wild. Sam Laporta seems like a massive value at the 408 to me. What's up, Mr. Crackers? Yes, I am in the 12 spot. Did not expect to start this way, but here we are. Style says, just going to act like I took Brees instead of Bijan here. I like Bijan over Brees, but I know a lot of people are Brees over Bijan. I actually don't really matter what way you go, though, if in all honesty. So Laporta and Kelsey go off the board in the 4th round. Tight end premium, super flex. They get pushed down the board a little bit. Yeet Man gets Kirk Cousins at the 412. Oh, right. You hate having 2 Falcons. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, the double Falcon is rough. Evie says, I'll trade your Brees for Bijan. All good. There you go. Make it a real league and done deal. No, this is not a real league. I can't keep doing that. Falcon punch. All right, Josh Jacobs at the 501, Rachaad White at the 502. I never quite understand this strategy, but almost every time we mock it happens. So I know it's like the bully tight end strategy. I've never been in a league where it's really worked. But that doesn't mean that it won't work. All I'm saying is I've never been in a league where someone said, let me eat up all the tight ends. A position where people only have to play one name and then sell them. It's never worked. I've been a part of a lot of leagues where people have tried it. And what ends up happening is they get desperate to sell those names. And they end up selling them cheap. But I could be wrong. Look, Evie could be playing chess, not checkers here, and we're all missing out. When's the last time you made a real league? Not too long ago. We made that $10 draft, the Quickie League. This is a super flex league that we ended up doing. What were the draft results then? I'm curious. The draft results in that league, I got CMC at the 106, Love at the 207. Neighbors fell to the 506, Pickens at the 607. So yeah, that was on the 20th of June. Is that right? 20th of June. So Andrews goes off the board at the 506, then Pacheco, Neighbors, Diggs. And Joel is quietly having one hell of a draft. That wide receiver room is McNasty double. McDouble nasty. Let's see what J-Mac's up to here. Yes, sir. This is Sleeper. This is Sleeper. James Cook comes off the board. We're definitely going to grab Kincaid here. He feels like a pretty big value. I mean, I got to draft the way you guys are letting it fall. And the way you guys are letting it fall makes me want to take a running back here. As crazy as that sounds, that's so not the way I typically draft. So we're going to take Kincaid here. And again, I just feel like running back is where the value is on the board. Let me double check and make sure I get my top rated running back here. That would be Joe Moneybags at the 601. So this is not at all the way I typically would draft a team. However, it is the way I feel I should draft based off the way that the draft is going. What's the difference between Kirk and Caleb? It's a good question. 369 says I actually had that last year when I had Ingram and Laporta, and that worked. But what I would go out on a limb and say, 369, is you probably drafted Ingram as your starter, and you probably got Laporta in like the 10th, 11th round. That's the difference there. You know, it's nice when you find money, but it's just, I think it's more difficult when you spend 2 of your first 5 picks on a tight end, you know? Style says, Zach, any unique settings that you've done in your home leagues that might be different from everyone else's leagues? Trying to spice up my home league. My home league is, I mean, there's obviously like some of our best friends, but they're like very hesitant on change. I don't know if you guys have that out there. So anytime Badaki and I have suggested a change, it's typically been met with some hesitancy. And then like 2 years later, someone in the league will suggest it and they'll be like, hey, we should try this. This looks awesome. And Badaki and I are like, we literally wanted to do that 2 years ago, and you guys all said no. But yes, let's do it. We're on board, you know. So yeah, the defense and kicker, I know. Eatman says I thought RBs would go off the board more. That's why I took Jacobs. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs so far in the 5th and 6th round only. There goes Zay Flowers at the 608. I mean, it has to be said, that is one hell of a start from Tebow. That was one hell of a start. To get Alvin Kamara at the 609 as his RB2. I mean, how is Kamara going that late? Where did he go in our one quarterback that we just did? I'm a Kendre Miller guy, and I'm asking this question. Where did he go last time? He went at the 512. Okay, so not crazy. Ken Walker at the 7-1. I mean, this feels wild to me. Joel says, my home league insists on using ESPN. Yeah, that's rough. Sunraker says, I'm a commissioner for my family league, and I just changed rules because they don't understand. It's better. Yeah, that's fair. Style says, that's kind of crazy. The board is kind of crazy right now. Yeah, it is. Was Kirk a bad pick? No, I don't think it was a bad pick. You know, knowing that Watson didn't get back to you might have made it easier, but obviously it's tough when you take Kirk and no other quarterbacks come off the board except for Watson. You know, that's where things are difficult. Sunraker says we still use ESPN 2, but we have been going for 10 years on ESPN, right? Yeah, ESPN was like the bee's knees in like 2008 or something. And then they just never updated their app a single time since then. Like, in 2008, they were like, yeah, this is nice. Let's never update it at any moment ever. Are we all cool with that? Is that we're all on the same page there? And everyone's like, yeah, let's do that. So Swift and Stevenson both go off the board. 2012 ESPN was top for fantasy, but sheesh, no league chat was ruining it for me. Hated having separate group chats to talk smack. Yeah. All right. Really wanted Godwin there with that my next pick, so that's that is quite sad to see him go off the board. Definitely not what I was wanting the outcome to be of that pick. Zamir White goes, and I think we will take a quarterback here. It'll probably be Baker Mayfield. We'll grab Baker here. And between the wide receivers, I need to figure out who is the wide receiver I want to take here. So we will take Baker. And then at wide receiver, did Deontay Johnson already go? No, Deontay's here. Yeah. We'll grab Deontay. I wish I didn't say his name. Maybe he would have came back to me. Maybe, maybe not. Hard to say. Style says Team 5 go crazy. That wouldn't happen to be your team, would it? Yes, obviously. No, it's a good start. I like it. I like it. Zach Moss at the 803. And there goes David Montgomery. All right. I mean, can we all just give a round of applause to Joel here? I mean, that's pretty incredible. Burrow, Jefferson, Adams, Evans, Diggs, Pitts, Stevenson, Monty. And y'all still let the running backs fall to where he got Stevenson and Monty. He deserves a round of applause for sure. That's a great, great team he's built. Superflex is so random, man. That's why I really feel like strategy in Superflex is difficult. I really think, like, to a point, you kind of just need to take the best available player. Like, you'll watch maybe 5 strategy videos on Superflex, and then you'll get in your home league that Superflex, and none of them will apply because everyone, typically in a home league, is so panicked on what to do they just make weird decisions across the board. So really, I just think it's about getting the best player at each pick. I really think that's what you should be focusing on in a Superflex league. What was interesting is Keenan went at the 703 in this Superflex one, but in the one quarterback, if I'm not mistaken, he went later at the 706, which is strange. You think he might fall a couple rounds because the quarterback's going higher. But again, the ADP in Superflex is so wishy-washy mixed around. It's interesting. Should do another ESPN mock for the lulz. Wonder what their ADP is at right now. Oh my gosh. That was honestly just frustrating. Like, I wanted to give ESPN a chance, but when we did that mock draft, I just found myself getting angry. Excuse my nose. Sorry, guys. I mean, I'll join one for you guys right now. Oh, that's been filled. We'll join a 12-man standard PPR. And I'll show you guys what this is like. It's potentially the worst drafting experience anyone has ever had. I mean, there's not even a draft board. You can't even look at other people's teams unless you manually go through it. It's truly, truly awful. Sunraker says, that's how I felt about my home league and Dynasty. I got Drake May in the 11th round. Superflex? Superflex League, you got Drake May in the 11th round. Is that right? Wow. Yeah, there is no draft board on ESPN. It's absolutely awful. Damn, I thought maybe I could get a Dunze at the 908. I mean, if a Dunze is going to go that late, he might start to be a target for me. I really like that pick. Tony Pollard comes off the board. Okay, so like I said, in a Superflex league, I think it's all about taking the best pick at every chance that you have. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. If you look at my team right now, what do you guys think I need the most? It's pretty obvious. I need wide receiver the most. But to me, by far, the value's at quarterback. Not even close. Not even close. There's so much value at quarterback right now. Running backs, pretty gross. Wide receivers, I can't name a single one I'm really interested in at this pick. So we are going to go ahead and grab Will Levis. We'll have our third running back with a little sneaky, or third quarterback with a little sneaky upside. What happens if he actually figures it out in Tennessee? I really love Geno this year. Both of those guys were an option for me. And then with this pick, as much as I need receiver, I don't think it's the right move to make here. So we're actually going to grab a little upside again at the running back position with Trey Benson. I don't want to force a need there. Any one of those wide receivers, I guarantee you I'll find a receiver in the same tier for me when I'm at the pick next time around. So that's how I played it there. I'll be right back. Okay, maybe this was my bad. Maybe I should not have said exactly what I was thinking, because then we see 3 quarterbacks off the board straight away. I'm sorry if I just influenced the draft. My bad. I didn't think about that. I just wanted to offer some insight to people, you know? I just wanted to walk you guys through what I was thinking. Because, again, I feel like I do need receiver. Clearly, this team needs receiver. And that's me being vulnerable with you guys and telling you exactly what my team needs. But I don't want to force it when I feel like there's so many great options at other positions available. So anyway, my bad if that screwed anyone's strategy up. 369 says he was already targeting Geno. Oh, wait, I'm probably in this Oh, wait, no, we're still waiting. We're still waiting to get into the mock draft, guys. I will go through this pain so you don't have to. As Dallas Goedert goes off the board in the 10th round, Christian Watson, Eckler, Tajay, Singletary, Chubb. We got Curtis Samuel off the board as well. Just assessing my options. All right, JJ McCarthy goes off the board. Okay, the draft room is open. Yay, we get to mock on ESPN. This is I can already tell you this is going to be awful. I'm pick number 9. And their ADP. Wow. They got Michael Pittman as the 18th overall player in their ADP. I can tell you for sure their ADP is going to be very different to Sleeper right now. Ramondre feels a little high there too. Interesting. And the great thing about this is I can use my damn queue because none of you guys are in this mock. None of you are in this mock to mess with me. All right, Jameson Williams, Tyler Lockett off the board, as well as Brian Robinson. Gus Edwards, love the Gus Edwards pick in the 11th round. That is probably the best value pick since, I don't know. I mean, that's probably the best value pick so far. At least from the 10th round onwards. Great job. Yeet Man says RBs go so fast in Sleeper. I'm assuming you mean ESPN when you say that. Oh my God, I'm about to be on the clock. Okay, so just so everyone knows, CMC went, then Lamb, Breece Hall, Bijan, Tyreek, and Amon-Ra. And am I on the clock in this league? I'm about to be on the clock in both leagues. Oh, geez Louise. What have I done to myself? All right, we're going to grab Jacoby Myers. And we're going to grab, Oh, I don't want to miss my next pick. And Khalil Shakir. Okay. And we are on the clock in this league. And look at that. A.J. Brown is available at the 9th pick. Perfect. We will grab A.J. Brown there. Jamar Chase, Jefferson went ahead of me, as well as Amon-Ra. And they definitely have Breece and Bijan higher than Sleeper. But one thing we have to think about is the construction of this team, because in this ESPN world, they only have one flex spot. Like, that's their normal, one single flex. So actually, I do think getting a running back makes a lot of sense. Saquon goes. I'm hoping I can grab Kyron here. I think I maybe should have played this differently, considering how simple their starting lineup is. You can only start 3 receivers. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right, so Kyron goes off the board. Whoa, Isaiah Pacheco all the way up here. That's crazy. We're going to draft Derrick Henry. And let's see what happens on the turn. Russell Wilson, another fantastic pick from Steel Mob here. Steel Mob quietly putting together a really nice team. Really love Russell Wilson late. I mean, can it get much worse than it got last year? I guess it could. But last year, what was he like? Quarterback 15 on a points per game basis? Quarterback 12 on a points per game basis. Averaged almost 18 points per game. Danny Dimes I like, as well as a late round pick from Austin. And just an update on the ESPN draft. After I took Derrick Henry, we saw Etienne, Pacheco, Achane, Marvin, Olave, Adams, Pittman. And there's no easy way to show you any of this, unfortunately. I can make it bigger. Maybe that's helpful. I don't know. And after Pittman went Drake London, James Cook, Joe Mixon, Mike Evans. Nico Collins. I like the Dontavion Wicks pick. That was probably going to be my next target. Brandon Cooks was definitely my next target. Update. We see Josh Allen go. Deebo Samuel as well. I'm about to be on the clock here as DK Metcalf is gone. Okay, so in this league, I do feel like running back matters more than most. So we'll grab Rachaad White here. My strategy in an ESPN league, like a standard one flex ESPN league, would be so different compared to the leagues we play in. And perfect. We will grab Romeo Doubs and we will grab Josh Downs here. Not the biggest Josh Downs guy, you know, but I like those as late fillers into the room. So after I took Rachaad White, it went Kelsey, Alvin Kamara, Jalen Hurts, and I did want Jalen Hurts or Laporta here. So we'll see if that's going to be an option or not. Cooper Kupp goes off the board. And Sam Laporta also goes off the board. So it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get our hands on the tight end we wanted. But Mark Andrews is there. Again, this league being so small, I definitely want like an impact player at the position. So I'll draft Trey McBride here right after Sam Laporta. The way I would draft, it would be so different in this league compared to a normal one. It's not even funny how different it would be. I mean, it's not funny at all. There's no reason for it to be funny. All right, in our mock, Downs and Douglas go, as well as Davis and McLaughlin. And after I took Trey, we see a run of quarterback with Mahomes and Lamar, then DeAndre Swift. I feel like we're running laps around this league right now. The fact that Jalen Waddle is still available is kind of crazy, though. Adonai Mitchell off the board for Steel Mob here at the 1405. Jalen Waddle does go off the board at the 408. Then Stephon Diggs. Then Devonta Smith. DJ Moore. A little run of receivers here. Then CJ Stroud. I do think quarterback, I'm going to target Kyler in this league. But he's got an ADP of 82, so I should be able to let him fall pretty far. I can't believe Mark Andrews is still there. We see A-Rich go off the board. Ramondre, Malik Neighbors. Definitely wanted Neighbors. The fact that Dalton Kincaid is... Okay, Dalton Kincaid goes. The fact that Mark Andrews is still available is blowing my mind. What are these ESPN noobs doing? Guys, you can only start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players on offense. And you're letting an elite tight end stay on the board. Evan Ingram just went ahead of Mark Andrews? What is happening right now? Okay, Mark Andrews does go off the board. ESPN wants me to draft Zay Flowers. Thanks for the suggestion. We're going to grab George Pickens here, I think. Yeah, we're going to draft George Pickens here. There goes T. Higgins after Pickens. Michael Wilson off the board. Quentin Johnston, Darnell Mooney. Hey, Evie, I don't know exactly how to say it, but Jacoby Brissett is a sneaky last pick. I like that a lot. He could start for quite some time in New England. All right, so after George Pickens, we see a run of receiver. Higgins, Dell, Ridley all go. if Amari Cooper is available at my next pick, it's game over for these noobs. Noah Fant. And we're going to finish off the draft with a little Ben Sinnott. So I like that. I like the moves we made. All right, we're back on the clock here. Calvin Ridley, Amari Cooper does go, unfortunately. Zay Flowers is still there. That might be the right pick at this point. In fact, I think it is the right pick. So we're going to grab Zay Flowers as our flex. We miss out on Mark Andrews, but we do grab Zay Flowers, and he's a value according to their ADP. And then our next pick, hopefully we can grab Kyler Murray. Hopefully no one goes Kyler Murray. Is anyone invested in it? Anyone care at this point? I mean, should I stay on stream while I do this? I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see. There you go. Now you can see like the positions and stuff. I'll just Command Z that. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, it barely shows. Okay, cool. Maybe that's helpful now. All right, in round 6, we see Rashee Rice, Montgomery, B-Rob, Kittle, Warren, Pitts. Najee Harris goes off the board. David Njoku, Dak Prescott. Oh, is Kyler going to fall to us? I hope so. Aaron Jones. Jaden Daniels. Oh my gosh, Jaden Daniels. I love you, but that high? Just leave Kyler. Just leave me Kyler Murray. Don't do it, Cyril. Don't do it, Cyril. Sounds like I'm trying to say cereal. Don't take Kyler Murray. Don't you freaking do it, kid. Don't you dare. Make the pick, man. Perfect. And we're going to draft Kyler Murray here. Wow. So we get a starting lineup of Kyler Murray, Derrick Henry, Rachaad White, A.J. Brown, George Pickens, Trey McBride, and Zay Flowers. And we got the Kyler McBride stack pretty naturally. I mean, geez Louise. We're running laps around these fools. We're running laps. After Kyler, Joe Burrow goes, Christian Kirk, Jonathan Brooks, who was probably going to be my target at the next pick. Javante's going so high in this format. I do see a big value at the running back position that we might take here. They got my guy Ladd. That is very tempting. If I knew Raheem Mostert would be there on the turn. Okay, we know we can probably get Gus or Raheem or Trey. So instead of going running back here, let's go upside. And let's hit a little Jackson Smith and Jigba for our bench. So after JSN, Nick Chubb goes. Style says, crazy ass start on that ESPN Mock. ESPN Mocks are the Wild Wild West. Oh my gosh. I agree. 5-star content. Are you watching Deadpool and Wolverine this weekend? Absolutely. In fact, I'm glad you reminded me. Thank you for reminding me, because I need to make sure we get tickets. Was that Thursday it comes out? Thursday night. Let's maybe try Friday. I wonder how packed Friday is already. Titan. We definitely want to see it in Titan. I bet you this is already stacked. Oh yeah, it is already stacked. But These seats are some of the best in the house anyway. I prefer some of these seats, honestly. Okay, that's the screen. Let's go here and here. Right by Buddy. Right by Buddy, and he doesn't even know it. I should probably not show you guys my details here. But where was I at? ESPN Mock. Okay, right. So Raheem Mostert does go, unfortunately. We're about to be the next pick. Raheem Mostert went. Oh my gosh, running backs got ravaged. But we do still have Trey Benson, which is perfect. We are running laps around the competition over here. Running laps, guys. ESPN, I want to be in an ESPN league. This stuff is too easy. All right, and Gus is still there. Gus is still there. Are these guys aware of the rules in this league? I mean, that's just disrespectful for me to say. We are running laps around the competition. Please put me in an ESPN league. Okay. I'm not a robot. We just purchased tickets to Deadpool. Bang. Thank you for reminding me, Styles. I just purchased my tickets. We are officially going to see Deadpool on Friday. I just made plans. Hopefully my wife doesn't have plans already. Because she's coming with me. Otherwise, I'll invite one of you. Okay, so this is our team. In a start 7, Kyler, Derrick Henry, Rashad White, A.J. Brown, Pickens, McBride, Flowers. And on our bench, we have JSN, Trey Benson, Gus Edwards. I mean, I feel bad for everyone else at this point. Oh, Justin Tucker was a great pick. High key, Justin Tucker was a great pick. Okay, what do we do with the rest of our time here? I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. What do you do when you only have to start 7 players? I guess we can. We probably can go defense here. We're gonna grab Harrison Butker. I think that offense is gonna be deadly. A tier ranking to end the stream. We've already gone what is it in 2 hours now? I'm gonna pick my defense and we'll call it a day here. We'll let this ESPN thing ride it out, but we're definitely gonna queue Kansas City if they'll let us. No, they lost L'Jarius Sneed, but I still think they're one of the better defense available right now. And we are going to go ahead and take the Chiefs. So that's going to be it for today. We just dominated some people on ESPN, but that was fun. If you're in an ESPN league, at least you will absolutely win your league, 100%. But that's it for today, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the Dynasty stream tomorrow. All love, guys.